Montana Family Farms is brought to you by Montana Farmers Union.
Whether it was switching to curbside service or cutting back operation hours, in some sort of way this year businesses have been forced to change their day-to-day operations, especially in the ag industry. After the pandemic cut out a lot of resources, many ranchers have been forced to turn to local meat processors just to keep their business going. Tonight I'll take you across the state to tell you how the local butcher could be making a big comeback in this week's Montana Family Farms.
Our slogan here is support your local rancher.
For some butchers, going the local route was always the plan from the beginning.
We've been very intentional about being local. It's an investment in the community. We know that if you want to have good restaurants, good businesses, good ranchers, you have to support those people locally.
But Central Avenue Meats wasn't the only new business with this idea. Kessler Martin out of Conrad opened up Coulee Cuts this January, and even though many of their calves get shipped to feed yards out of state, he still processes beef for his own community.
You know, we raise some of the best beef in the world right here in Montana. There's no reason that every Montanan shouldn't have a chance to have it.
Even though these two businesses chose to connect locally, some ranchers decided to go another route. Brett DeBrucker out of Dutton has been a rancher his whole life, and he chooses to auction off his Charolais bulls all across the nation. While some parts of the business are doing well, more than a year into this pandemic, he says there's still a major problem happening across the country when it comes to processing meat. Walter Schweitzer, president of Montana Farmers Union, says in the mid-'70s, Montana was processing roughly 70% of its own meat, but today that number has dropped to 10%.
Due to the big packers having total control of the industry and USDA requiring USDA facilities to be able to export meat across state lines, you know, that's been a problem for a long time, and COVID's brought that to the forefront.
The benefit of going through those packers doesn't necessarily come to the rancher, but more so in the cost to you at the grocery store. However, ask any rancher you know, and they'll say local beef is the best beef.
I think it's pretty important for people to know where it came from, and if they want it, they should be able to get it.
So I finally had to ask the question, could this local connection between ranchers and meat processors be something we continue to see in the future?
It seems like a win-win for us, and I would encourage the people in those regions to eat the stuff that's raised locally there too.
I think they are. I think the local processor is going to come back. I think you'll see a few more USDA plants pop up in the next few years.
I think it'd be very important and very beneficial for Montana producers.
And to keep that future going, Montana Farmers Union has partnered with Montana State Northern to create and launch a meat packing program teaching students about meat processing, butchering, and food safety. The goal, keeping Montana family ranchers and local beef going strong for generations to come.
Getting people in touch of where their food comes from is going to become more important in the future. So there's an opportunity, as I'm going to say. It's happening in populated states already. Programs like this are already happening. It's going to give us an opportunity to prepare people to work in that industry.
So don't be surprised to see more and more local butchers popping up all over the Treasure State as more and more people look to them to put good quality food on their table. Reporting from Great Falls, Elijah Collins, Montana Right Now.